What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Gary Numan, and we're returning to Telekon 1980. Thank you again to Mr. Solo. And the next track in the playlist is Remind Me to Smile, which is an interesting phrase. Obviously, the narrator is asking another person, another entity perhaps, to remind them to display a physical gesture that is often associated with positive emotions. But you could take that two different ways. It could be a genuine desire to not lose sight of enjoyment, or at least trying to stay positive, but it could be about superficial appearances. Remind me to smile so people don't think I'm melancholy, or so I seem more normal or more human. And in regard to that last possibility, it could, of course, fit into his futuristic, android, robotic paradigms that are part of this phase of his career, as I understand. But yeah, obviously there's an implied presence of a second person, but it's more about the narrator and at least what they are showing outwardly, even if it's not sincere or authentic in terms of the emotions they're trying to feel or they don't want to lose touch with. So yeah, I'll see what I can catch on a first listen. This is Gary Numan. The track is Remind Me to Smile, and it's from his 1980 album Telekon.
Keep your revivals, keep your conventions, keep all your fantasies, that's all we are. You, I know, all stars, sunshine, we all you see, crawl in love, yeah, things are great, toys, so warm, boys, so long, you, I know, all stars, sunshine, we all you see, crawl in love.
so pretty. I like that one a lot. I'm really not sure what it's about. I'll start with the Sonics. I enjoy the layered vocals, which were sort of in time with that clap rhythm, like single clap, double clap, and he was singing, which I think was 2 lines of his vocals. Maybe he was just very quick in the way he was doing the more straightaway sung single vocal, and then the double time shouted type vocals in conjunction with that double clap. But I do wonder whether that was like a lead vocal line and a secondary vocal line layered. But I think it was both lines were Numan. I enjoy the like typical Numan big, like bright, like colorful synth work. I enjoy the, I don't know what the right word is, like that popping, bobbing type of percussive rhythm, and definitely some heavier low end, some bass work that reminds me of some of the Two-Way Army stuff. Lyrically, there were a couple lines early on where I think he is saying remind me to smile, but also it was like we need to laugh or something like that. But talking about like taking a taxi to the show, and he was like, what was it, reconsidering fame or something like that. I almost wonder whether there's some autobiographical meta meaning with the lyrics, and talking about now that he's famous, and maybe he takes himself too seriously according to the music press, so he has to remind himself to smile and to laugh, so again he seems more human. But of course that could tie into again this futuristic type of dynamic in a lot of his lyrical subject matter over the last couple albums. But yeah, so as he was getting into those rhythmic vocals and I was hearing the different parts of the Sonics, I sort of lost touch with some of the lines. So I don't know thematically how it all comes together, but it feels like maybe it's operating on multiple levels, both again a narrative, and it seems like maybe it was about more than 2 people, but people that are part of this dynamic of music performance and so on. But it seemed like it could also be again a bit meta and in relation to Numan himself, maybe vis-a-vis the music press or popular perceptions about what he thinks he's doing and so on. Either way, I really enjoyed that one. That was definitely a tasty tune, and I'm liking this album. If people watch, I did a John Fox reaction earlier, and I was saying that there was the track that I reacted to, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Numan, not entirely in the sonic similarities, but just in parts. And I said, like, oh, I've been going through Numan, like, I'm up through the Pleasure Principle, but, like, I was meaning the albums that I've completely gone through. So anyone who sees that, I am aware that I am roughly halfway through Telekon, but, yeah, when I finished that reaction, I was like, oh, like, I worded that clumsily. So, in any case, do let me know what you think of this track. I will see you next time. Peace.